This is group 7. Today we are Aditya, Raul, Sushant, and Sergio. And today we're going to present you our coursework for the course of cloud computing. I will hand over to Sushant now.
Hello everyone. So in the overview of the application, we are going to show you how demo of how we have created the application and then connecting to Cloud SQL, then deploying the application on GKE and demonstration of load balancing. So first, let's start with the Eclipse one. Here we have the application, main application that will start running. That this is the pom.xml, and this is the application.properties where I've added the Cloud SQL IP and its credentials. And this is our YouTube controller for the external APIs, and we have recipe controller for add, delete, and update recipe. And we have user controller, and then we have our recipes as search query, which will search. And then let's go to the cloud where I've deployed the application. So to deploy the application, I've created the image of it, and I can show all these are updated on the GitHub link. So cat deployment deployment.recipe.yaml. So this is the file which we have created to install our application on KK, and here's the image path and the output service to expose our application. And this application, you can show you kubectl get pods. So this is the application which is running now currently, and it's on service get svc. It is running on 32405. So let's go to 3205, and here we have the list of APIs. So here we have a post API which will create a thing I've already added. So let's search it, and we have got 201 created. And similarly, we can delete the API and get all by chicken. If I search my database with anything, uh, so let's search this and let's see what do we have. We have chicken with like 3 recipes we have for now, and then we can get the recipe by username. So let's see by test4 and test4 what do we have here. So his user has like this many recipes, and we can update the recipe as well, and we can delete the recipe by the username and the ID of the recipe. So let's see the ID 14. What do we have? So we have got the status code at 200. So it would have got deleted. Let's search for the ID 14 which we had here, and let's search it again. And ID 14 is not there. Now let's go to the user controller in which we can create user and we can delete user. And this is our YouTube controller for external APIs, which will go to the YouTube database and get the output. So let's search for chicken biryani. So let's execute it, and here we have this many data. So if you want to search it, you can just copy paste and open it here. So yep, your recipe has coming. So now so here's the API, and then you can see the APIs like our application like stats as well, like number of requests, get request, HTTP server request, and CPU process, all the stats. And we can see our application is up and running as well of the status. Then we have installed Prometheus to see our to see our stats which our application searches. And let's see what we have here as a target. So now Prometheus is monitoring our application, which is this string actuator. Yeah, as you can see, this and this is showing. Now let's go back to the how I've created the SQL Cloud SQL to show you. So let's go to the GCP. So this is my SQL. I've created it. So and here's are the information of the to connect to this instance. I have to use this IP, which is updated in my application.properties as well. And how I've created, just go to the overview, and you can You can create another one if you want. I've already created, so there's nothing you have to do. Just choose the which DB you have to use, and instance ID, root password, and which version, like which version. And there are other conditions as well, like storage and machine type, public IP, and you can create it. Then I've created the Google uh, GKE, like Kubernetes engine. So let's go to the Google Kubernetes engine. So this is here. Yep. So here we are, Kubernetes engine. Let's go to our cluster, which I've created already. And let's remember this. So here you can create a cluster based on standard. So now like we have created a standard one. You can give the name, zonal, and which version of Kubernetes, and then default for like number of nodes, all these things, and nodes for like how many storage, CPU, all those things, and then you can create, and it's easily accessible. So let's go to our Cloud Kubernetes, this shell. So to go there, we just have to go inside this cluster and just connect, and just run on Cloud Shell, and it'll start running. So here we are again. So let's uh, so as now for now, like we have seen the Cloud SQL, how we have created it, and Cloud Kubernetes, and how I've deployed my application on this using this deployment script cat deployment recipe.yaml. And then let's see our other applications which I have installed. So let's go to the GitHub repository and go to the README file. So uh, yeah, the steps to create an application and run it on the cloud, and other things which I'm doing, and which are the technologies used in this, and steps to like run the project on local machine, and to run it on cloud, and which and all applications I've installed additionally are given here, and Kubernetes path, all those things, and have load balancing, how it is done, and metric server, about metric server. So let's see what I've done for for, metric server. So after installing this metric server, Kubernetes uh, Kubernetes metric server, which is running here, kubectl get pods -a. We have metric server running here. So because of this, and we have config map for Prometheus, in which I've added the Spring actuator held to update the stats on this port. And now let's test our load balancing. How does it work? So this is the application which I've created a load balancer, HPA, horizontal pod autoscaler. So how it does it work is like I've given the minimum replicas 1, which is running here. kubectl get pods. If you do, how the application is 1, and we have max uh, replicas 10, and this meterization percentage is like 10, CPU percentage. So what will happen here is like when my CPU has been overloaded with more than 10% of the CPU, it will start creating uh, horizontal applications, and based on the number of requests, it will create the requests. It'll create the application. So let's test it now. So here we have pod hyphen w. Let's watch it. It changes or not. And here we have which have created uh, HPA. Let's watch this. So deployment recipe. Now we have 0% utilization, and when it crosses about 10, it will start creating replications. So now I'll send the request using JMeter. So JMeter is the number of threads. Let's give it 500 for now, and see if do we have it, does it work or not. And this is the API which it's gonna hit. Let's put here as uh, uh, let's see if it like runs or not, and here we'll get the status. So let's see if it runs or not. Let's save it here in the documents, and here HPA, save, and now let's run it. So it has started running. Now let's go and see on the target percentage. It will check every 15 seconds or 10 seconds based on the HPA. So now let's wait for like 15 seconds and see how it's working. And this is the pod running. And so this is executor. Okay, I have to run it on infinite so that it sends continuously request. So 1000, I'll make it 1000 and infinite. So now let's run it again. And let's check the target CPU percentage. It'll check in 10 seconds or 15 seconds. So as you can see, my system is muted. So now, as you can see, like it has reached 180. So let's see the there are on storage. So let me. So now there is more around percent 17. So and it is able to uh, and let's this uh, reduces so now this has to be application script as 0. So you can number of now how much we have is it is like still reducing it big. CPU percentage is still like 75. So it keeps on reducing and increasing based on the CPU utilization, and it checks every 10 seconds to, and it has reached the max limit of 10, and it cannot go more than that. And based on the CPU like reduce overload, it will start like increasing or decreasing the pods. So yeah, that's all we have for the application, and thank you so much. And I would like to end this presentation. Thank you. Yeah, Rahul, Aditya, you can stop the presentation.